Okay, so let's get started. We'll be going into the front of the shoulders and the chest, lungs, heart, that whole area tonight. And so I wanted to start with just a rollout. Gosh, I can't remember what this one is called, but we're rolling underneath your clavicle. It's the subclavicular sort of muscles, and there's a lot of different attachments with the collarbones and the ribs and the sternum and all that goodness in there, including the front of the shoulder. So go ahead and grab one of your tune-up balls, and I need to just get the link to one more student. So what you'll do, and you can feel what works best for your body. Just watch me, and then you're going to take your ball to the wall to roll out these muscles. So you can use your fingertips, right, to find where that collarbone is, and then where the ball's going to go is sort of tracing right underneath into the front of the shoulder. This is a really nice place to spend some time rolling. So you'll take your ball against the wall, and then you'll scroll back and forth. And yeah, I'll talk to you a bit while you're doing it. So go ahead and go with your ball to the wall. You see Jo Marie there is getting right into it. Move as slowly as you can as you scroll the ball across the muscles and the tissues of the front of your chest, yeah? And then feel how you can push either more firmly or more lightly with your body into the ball, into the wall, and getting either like a firmer or a more gentle massage while you work. And then bring the ball, scroll the ball along the wall in your chest so that it's in the front, right in the front of your shoulder. And stay there. Apply whatever amount of pressure against the ball and the wall that your tissues are up for doing, releasing into, I want to say. And then mobilize your arm, so the arm that the ball is massaging right now. Just feel for kind of waving that arm in front of you, behind you, while you're pinning the ball to the wall. And checking into Hi Liz, hi Anya, welcome. We're just getting going, and we're doing a little bit of a ball rollout on the chest to start with. So ball underneath your clavicle rolling against the wall. And go ahead and switch sides now. So again, starting with the ball a little closer in towards your sternum, and then rolling the ball out towards the shoulder. Going as slowly and with as much pressure as you can. And then the next time that you scroll the ball out to the coracoid process in the front of the shoulder there, pin the ball there and press into it. And then with the ball pinned, go ahead and feel for mobilizing that arm up and down, maybe bringing the hand to the small of your back, bringing your hand onto your belly, just feeling for different sensations. Maybe turning the palm out, turning the palm in, and ensuring that you're giving yourself, feeding yourself a quality breath while you're doing this. When you're even on those two sides, come on off the wall and put the ball back in the tote, set your balls aside. So start sitting in a cross-legged position and have some elevation under your pelvis, if you like. And then once you've found a comfortable seat, you can either close your eyes or find a focal point to gaze out on the floor. It's your choice. Plug your sit bones and your tailbone and your pubic bone down towards the rib. Plugging the pelvic muscles and energy down to support your core. Get your ujjayi breath going smoothly down. And feel for the parts of your body that are touching the ground. So like the ankles, the shins, the pelvic bones, the legs. Connecting your attention, your energy, your breath to feeling the ground. Using these next few really deep and really intentional breaths to acknowledge the land that you're on. Feeling viscerally for where you are on the planet, where you are on the land, and then also acknowledging with your heart energy and with your breath the first people of the lands, the many generations of ancestors, your own, and the ancestors of these lands that we're on. Honoring and acknowledging. And then keeping your eyes closed or your eyes on your spot on the floor, bring your hands over your heart. And then breathe in a softening way into your heart as you listen. Your intent today for your practice is to connect to heart with your breath and your intention. To savor the nourishment of your breath in your heart. And as you move through the rests of the breaths in your practice, the attention is to feel for the subtle openings, releases in the front of the chest and the heart as you do your practice. So for breath practice, we'll come right into Brahmari or pranayama. And Brahmari is a buzzing breath. It's a vocal buzz that helps to generate energy and move energy. So between each and every inhale, between each and every buzz, I should say, fill yourself up completely and in a softening way. And then on exhale, you'll buzz into your heart and nourish your heart with your breath. So we'll do 3 rounds together. Inhale, feeling the breath spreading towards and softening around your heart muscle. Exhale with a humming buzz. Inhale, breath, enveloping and softening around the heart muscle. Exhale, buzz it up with your humming Brahmari. Last one, inhale, intentionally feeding your breath into your heart, nourishing your heart with your breath. Get totally full. Exhaling in Brahmari. Release your hands and keep your ujjayi breath going. So we'll come into side bend in shoelace, and you've got some options depending on how your hips and ankles are feeling today. So for shoelace, you'll cross your left ankle over the right thigh by the knee and shins stacked parallel. If this doesn't work for your hips or for your ankle, you can put your foot on a block out in front of you. Or if you need some support underneath the left knee, you can have a block under your knee. It's fine if your hips are tight and your knees are way up here by your heart. That will start to soften and open as you go. Activate your feet, which feels like flexing the toes back towards the shins and spreading through your toes. So you're turning on your nerve endings and receptors in the feet. So you'll be able to feel even more when you come up to standing. From here, reach your right arm up. And I want you to do this just to feel for getting length in the right side of your ribs and waist. And then bring the right fingertips to the floor outside of the right hip. Inhale and feel the right ribs lift and lengthen. Reach left arm up. Exhale, go ahead and flatten the right palm, coming into side bend, keeping both sides of your waist, right ribs and left ribs, long and lengthening. Inhale, spread your breath across the front of your chest, your heart, softening around your heart. Exhale, wrap the top shoulder blade towards your armpit and feel how that opens the top ribs. Spread through your hands, active hands and feet. Inhale, moving your breath, nourishing your heart with your breath. And then on exhale, draw the right shoulder blade down the back of the ribs and let your head and neck go. The next arm position is neck release. So you'll leave your torso as it is and then reach the left fingertips out to the left. Spread through your left palm, maintaining that energy and quality of awakening in your hands and your feet. Inhale, lift the chest and the collarbones. Exhale, relax your neck. To come out of the pose, keep your head and your neck relaxed. Use your top arm to lift the torso back up, and then bring your palm to your cheek and the side of your face, using your arm to lift the head back to center. Hands come together in front of your sternum and cross the change the cross of your legs. Oh my goodness, my words are switching themselves around tonight. You might notice, like I am right now, that my hips are very different from one side to the other. Go ahead and lengthen up your left arm and actually give yourself a touch and an assist of bringing your right palm onto left side of ribs and helping to lift and telescope and lengthen the left side of your waist and your ribs. From here, keeping the left waist long, lower your arms and your fingertips down to the ground. Inhale, reach your right arm skyward. Exhale, bring left palm flat to the ground, bend the elbow, come on into side bend. Stay in the pose. Inhale, roll your chest and heart open. Exhale, wrap your top shoulder blade. Relax your neck. Anastasia, feel for straightening the bends in your top elbow and wrist so that it's like one smooth line and then spread through the fingers. Anya, activate your feet. Flex, yeah, flex toes back. This helps to keep you grounded in your legs, right? And to keep those legs turned on to support the attention and the feeding that you're giving to your heart tonight. Second arm position, you'll sweep the fingertips down towards the floor. Relax your neck. And Jill, just notice what's happening to your attention. Like if your eyes kind of don't know what to look at because we're doing yoga on Zoom and it's weird, you can always close them, right? And your intent tonight is to breathe into and soften around your heart. That's all. Just keep reminding, love that word, right? Reminding yourself of that intent whenever thoughts start to go elsewhere. And to come out of the pose, keep your head and neck relaxed. Use the top arm to pull your torso back up, palm to the side of the head, and then use the palm to press yourself up back to center. Coming into foot stretch again in our practice. So have palms on the floor and then hug your inner ankles together. Spread the toes on the floor. From here, depending on what you've got going on with your feet and your ankles, set your hips back, sit your hips back onto your heels. If you can do that without, being an excruciating sensation. Then reach back with your hands and adjust yourself by spreading your toes. From here, we'll go through some shoulder mobility with front and back. Inhale and bring your elbows, forearms, and pinky edges of your hands towards each other. From here, without pressing the ribs forward, reach the fingertips as high up as they'll go. Once you can't go up any higher, reach your fingertips back behind you. Resist the tendency to thrust the ribcage forward to do this. Once you can't go any farther back, you'll roll through the wrists and then sweep the fingers out and back as much as possible. Next, inhaling breath, let's reverse this whole motion. So you spread your arms out as far apart as you can get them, and then reach them up till the backs of the wrists and palms touch. From here, rolling through the wrists, bringing the forearms and elbows together, hands come back down. Palms to the ground, and then you can untuck your toes. And I don't know why this feels good. I do not know the science of this, but for some reason it feels good to me to kick out the feet. Have a look up here for where we're going next. The next movement is called Dandasana slides. And I think we'll do this with a block between the ankles. If you don't have a block at home, put a book between your ankles. Put a milk carton, macaroni and cheese box between your ankles. And then you need to get your sit bones right up at the edge of the mat. You're barely sitting on your mat. I'm using a scarf, so you could have a scarf or a blanket, or Jill, like I know you're on a carpet floor, so 2 pieces of paper slide really well on the carpets. And what Dandasana slides looks like is just watch me, and then you'll do it. So fingertips come behind the hips, and on the first set, we'll start with the back side of your palms pressing into the ground. You'll slide back, and you can see how this is internally rotating my shoulders strongly. From here, I will flip into external rotation, so palms come to the ground, and then inhale, pulling up, all right? So get yourself set up. I need to move my mat so that you can see me a little better. If you don't have a prop between your ankles, it's no big deal. The prop is just there to help turn on the inner ankles and inner leg lines and really get your feet kind of anchored and plugging to the ground. So you can do that with or without the prop. Whether or not you have the prop between your ankles, have your feet, your ankles, your lower legs activated and turned on. So flex the toes towards the shins, spread the pinky and the big toe as far apart as you can get them, and then have a micro bend in your knees so that the muscles around your shins and calves and knees can all be engaged. From here, take your right hand and place the back of the right hand on your blanket behind your right hip. Take your left hand and place the back of the left hand on the blanket behind the left hip. Feel how the heads of your shoulders are rotating in. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine here, and then exhale, slide back as far as you can. From here, press the left palm down, pick up your right hand, externally rotate it, put the palm on the floor, and then press the right palm down, pick up your left hand, externally rotate that arm, press the palms down, and then on inhale, lifting the collarbones to pull yourself back up. So find some rhythm in this movement that works for you. So you'll start with one palm and then the other, sorry, one back of your hand and then the other back of your hand on the ground behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, slide back. Inhale, lift and spin one palm over. Lift and spin the other palm over. And then exhale, pull the belly in as you lift the collarbones and feel for the spreading across the front of your chest. It should feel pretty great in the shoulders. So we'll just keep going with Dandasana slides for a few more rounds. Let me know if you have any questions about this. The next time you lift up, bend the knees, hug onto the block, and bring knees in towards the belly. And let me give you one more instruction. Just go ahead and keep the palms down. So palms down, you'll slide back and then lift up with the block. And slide back and lift up with the block. So do a few rounds, adding in the quad strengthening and core strengthening. You really need to pull the belly in here to keep your low back body protected. The hands can come out wide, wider than your hips. And set your block down. All right, I need to show you where we're going next. So have a quick look up here, and then I'll get you all down on your backs for abdominals. So in this next set of abdominals, we're just playing with this movement today. So for tonight, we're going to call this cat-cow abs. So the rolled up mat comes underneath your shoulder blades. Don't come down yet because you need to see where I'm going. The block comes underneath your head. No, this variation has no block. Never mind on the block. You're just going to have a mat underneath shoulder blades. This can be done with legs straight or bent. I prefer legs straight. Inhale. This is cow. Arching the ribs, lifting and broadening across the chest. This is cat. So we'll do a few rounds like this. And you might decide that this feels lovely, and you'll stay right here. If you have farther to go from cow, the knees lift for cat. Cow. Cat. All right? So place your rolled up mat underneath your shoulder blades and lay back. If you don't have a rolled up mat, maybe you can roll up a pillow cushion, something like that. And then see what feels best on your low back. So you'll either have your feet flat on the floor, knees bent, or straighten out your legs. Clasp your hands behind your head and your neck. And then inhale, press your elbows back towards the floor. Arch the chest and the heart open, coming into cow pose on your back. Exhale, curling your thoracic spine up, coming into cow. Cat. Inhale, cow pose. Arching up. Exhale, cat pose, belly button, pulling back towards the spine. And then when you're ready, You can keep going with this rhythm and either bring one knee in towards the belly as you come up into cat, or both knees. Find out what feels useful for you to turn on and heat up your core muscles. Feet are active. So one of the things that we've learned about stress and about fear is that rhythmic movements are an antidote to the body's responses to stress and fear. Rhythmic movements serve us to calm and to soothe our nervous systems. So enjoy the rhythm of your breath and your body as they move in concert here. And the extension and the traction of your spine. And then go ahead and bring your feet down. Move the rolled up mat or the prop from underneath your head, your neck, and your shoulders. And we'll come into elbow to knee. Clasp your hands behind your head and your neck now in the other way. In elbow to knee, if your low back is tweaky, keep your feet on the floor. Otherwise, your knees are right over your hip bones, feet just below the knees. Inhale and lift your chest, your shoulders, your heart up off the floor. Hold the breath, spread low back into the floor, curl tailbone up, and on exhale, reach your elbows and your heart towards your left thigh. Straighten the right leg at 45 degrees and pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Spread your low back on the floor. Hold your breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach both elbows towards the right thigh. Straighten the left leg and pull low belly down. Inhale, the head and the chest stay lifting as you bring the torso back to center. Spread low back into the floor. Hold breath, curl tailbone. Exhale, reach both elbows toward your left thigh. Straighten through the right leg and then hug your right glutes in towards the sit bone. Pull low belly down. Keep going with this. Inhale, back to center. Head and chest stay lifting. Spread your low back to the ground. Hold the breath, curl tailbone. Exhale, reach both elbows towards the right knee, lengthening through your left leg. Pull low belly down. Inhale, feed your breath through your heart down into your belly. Spread the low back on the floor. Curl tailbone, and then exhale, reach both elbows. So Jill, reach your elbows toward your bent knee rather than your straight knee. Go ahead and do one more each side. Yes, ma'am. And then release your head and your neck. Release your feet down. Frog lifting through. So you just keep your hands clasped behind your head and your neck. Pick your feet up off the floor. Bring the knees over the hips. And then keep the knees bent at 90 degrees. Straddle your legs open for frog. In frog, the knees are just below your hips. And then the feet are at the same height off the floor as your knees. Flex the toes towards the shins and spread through the toes. Inhale, lift your head, your chest, your shoulders, your heart up off the floor. Hold the breath. On exhale, tuck tailbone, curl your pubic bone towards your belly button and pull low belly down. Inhale, release just your pelvis. Reach the elbows skyward and then exhale. Curl the pubic bone towards the belly, pull low belly down, send thighs away from hips. Inhale, release the pelvis, release your shoulders an inch. Press your low back into the floor. Hold the breath, and then exhale, curl pubic bone towards the belly, reach elbows skyward, pull low belly down. Inhale, release just the pelvis, reach the elbows even higher. Flex the toes. Exhale, curl the tailbone up, send thighs away from hips, pull low belly down. Inhale, feed your breath through your heart muscle, down on the floor, into your belly, pressing low back into the floor. And then exhale, curl tailbone, reach elbows skyward, pull low belly down. Inhale, spread your low back into the floor. Exhale, curl pubic bone, reach elbows, pull low belly down. Inhale, release your head and your shoulders gently to the floor. Keep your legs up. Bring your palms to the outside of your thighs, and then use your arms to hug the knees and the thighs back together. Setting up for bridge with a roll or a block between your thighs. Take your rolled up mat. If you don't have a rolled up mat, use your couch cushion or pillow or your block. And make sure you get your prop all the way down onto your pubic bone so that we can really engage the upper inner leg muscles. From here, lift and spread your toes and bring the arms, the hands out to your sides. Let your palms roll open. So the arms and the shoulders are relaxed and open in this pose. Lift and spread your toes. Inhale and feel your rib cage and your heart telescope towards your face. Exhale, press feet into the floor, squeeze onto your roll. Inhale again, lifting ribs, collarbones towards the chin, and then exhale, press down so strongly in the feet that the pelvis lifts up off the floor. Squeeze onto your roll. Listen and feel for the sound and the rhythm of your own breathing. Bringing your breath and your attention to your heart. With your next inhale, wash your breath into your heart and lift your heart towards your face. Exhale, squeeze the roll and curl your tailbone towards the roll, lengthening out your low back. Stay in bridge for 3 more huge breaths. Nourishing your heart intentionally with your breath. To come out of the pose, slowly adjust your upper back down and then curl tailbone and squeeze the roll. Lower your mid back down, curl tailbone, and then finally low back comes to the ground. Roll yourself over to one side. Press yourself up and come to hands and knees. The next movement we'll do is dolphin with the palms up, so forearms up. I love to do this one with a block between my hands. Come down to your forearms and your knees. And then with your hands, grab onto the meaty part of your arms, wrapping your fingers around your biceps to measure your elbow distance. From here, bring the forearms straight out from the elbows and then roll your palms open. Relax the head and the neck. You can do this to great benefit with the knees staying on the ground the whole time. So that'll be stage one. Palms, the tops of the hands pressing into the floor, thumbs reaching towards the ground. And then inhale and balloon a really big breath into the back of your heart. Exhale, wrap shoulder blades towards the armpits. You can stay here. If you have farther to go, tuck in your toes, straighten legs, any amount. The heels will reach towards the ground, or maybe to it. Shake the head out, no, just to get the neck, the brain, the thinking mind to relax. Feel for pressing your forearms, the tops of your hands and your wrists into the floor, staying in the pose. And then exhale, wrap the shoulder blades. Feel your chest muscles turn on and your collarbones broaden. Anastasia, if you bring your collarbones towards your hands slightly, do you get more space in the fronts of the shoulders and the collarbones? Do that then, yeah. And then drop your neck, relax your head again, yeah. From there, wrap shoulder blades and then lift your ribs away from your shoulders in the other direction. Release your knees to the floor. Come on up to standing at the front of you. Sun salutations with a whole bunch of variations. So I've got a blanket in the middle of my mat to pad my knees in lunges. You're welcome to do that. And then you've always got the option to flip your mat over to just pad your knees when you need to. And this is a great time to grab a drink of water. So come into Tadasana, mountain pose at the front of your mat. And if you were here last week, do that sort of posture check that we did where you bring your pelvis and your hips over your heels. And then align the back of your skull bones over your sacrum. Hands come together at the front of the sternum. Feel your feet pounding into the floor. Lifting and spreading the toes to turn on the feet, the ankles, and the legs. Having that support and strength underneath your heart. Take a really big inhale, connecting to your heart with your breath, nourishing your heart with your breath. Reach fingertips skyward. Exhale, fold forward, laying the ribs and the belly onto your thighs. So bend the knees as much as you need to come into this forward fold. Inhale, step your left leg back for 90-90 left. So your left knee comes directly underneath the left hip. And then just to ensure that your glutes and back of the leg muscles do their job for our next poses, reach your left fingertips back, find your glutes, the minimus and medius and maximus, your whole butt, right? And squeeze your butt muscles around your sit bone, the base of your pelvis there. Make sure that those muscles are engaged and turned on in supporting your hip and your pelvis. From there, reach your hands out in front of you. Inhale, lift the rib cage up and away from the pelvis, the belly is pulling in. Exhale, hug your glutes around the sit bone on the left side. From here, we're doing bow pulling, one-sided. And what that feels like is making a fist with your left hand, Bending the left elbow back, hugging the left shoulder blade in towards the spine as strongly as you can. And then reach forward again. And we'll do the other side. Same thing, other side. So activate the legs so that your pelvis stays still. Make a fist with the right hand. Pull the right elbow back as far as you can. Hug the right shoulder blade towards the spine as much as possible. Inhale, back to center. Reaching the arms forward, aligning your heart over your pelvis. Make a fist with the left hand. Draw the elbow back as far as you can, hugging the left shoulder blade around the spine. The sternum and the pelvis stay pointing forward. So this is mobilizing the shoulders and nothing else. Make a fist with the right hand. Pull the elbow back like you're drawing a bowstring back and hug the right shoulder blade in towards the spine. Keep going with this. Inhale, active hands. Reach your right hand forward. Make a fist with the left hand. Pull that elbow back like you're pulling back your bowstring. Hug the shoulder blade in. Reach forward. One more time with right hand. Make a fist. Draw the elbow back. Hug the shoulder blade around the spine. Notice if your butt muscles went to sleep and re-engage them here. Reach both hands forward. Exhale, hands come to either side of the front foot and step back to plank. Lower your knees for this plank. Hug your upper arms in towards your ribs. Bend the elbows, lower the torso down. Walk your hands about 6 inches out in front of your shoulders for low cobra. Plant the tops of the feet on the floor, tuck tailbone, and then inhale, drag the heart towards the fingertips as you come up. Exhale, keep dragging your heart forward, lower down. Downward dog, hands underneath the shoulders, tuck toes, and wrap your shoulder blades as you come back into downward dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward, the right knee comes down. The first setup here is to take the right fingertips and palm back to your glutes and make sure that the butt muscles and the gluteus are engaging and hugging around your pelvic bones. You'll feel how that increases the stretch in the hip flexors on the right side. Keep that activation in your glutes the whole time. Reach both arms forward. Make a fist with your right hand like you are grabbing around the string of your bow. Reach the right elbow back behind you, pulling your bowstring back and hugging your shoulder blade in towards your spine. Inhale, reach your arm forward. Chest and hips stay pointing forward. Make a fist with the left hand, grabbing onto your bowstring. Pull the elbow back, hug the shoulder blade in. And release. Go with your own rhythm of breathing here. We'll do 2 more each side. Pulling back on the right side, reaching the arm forward. Keep feeling the glutes, hugging around the sit bones. Reach left hand forward. Last one on the right. Pull your string back. Activate your upper back muscles as you hug the shoulder blade in towards the spine. And release. And then last one. From here, hands to either side of the front foot. Step forward for forward fold. Inhale, reach fingertips skyward. Exhale, Tadasana. Lift and spread your toes so feel the feet and the legs energized and turned on. Inhale, fingertips skyward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step the right leg back. Bring the right knee underneath the right hip for lunge. Inhale, sweep your arms skyward, activating the right glute strongly. Exhale, hands to either side of your front foot. Step back to the plank. So lowering the knees, hug arm bones in, lower your entire torso down. Cobra. Walk the fingertips forward, plant the tops of your feet down, pubic bone down. Inhale, drag the ribs and heart forward to come up. Exhale, keep drawing the torso forward. Lay back down. Downward dog. Hands underneath your shoulders. Wrap the shoulder blades. Coming into downward dog. Inhale, step right foot forward for lunge. Bring the back knee underneath the back hip. Pull belly in and telescope the ribs, hugging left glutes around left sit bone. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands in front of the center. Inhale, arms reach skyward. Telescope the ribs, feel your feet on the ground, weight over the heels. Fold forward, exhale. Inhale, step the left foot back for lounge lunge. This time, bring the knee behind the hip. Top of the foot comes onto the floor. Just realized you can't see my legs all the way. The camera person's a little off tonight. For lounge lunge, bring the left hand about 6 inches forward of the plumb line of your shoulder. Wrap the right forearm and right fingertips around the front of the right shin. Inhale. Arc your ribs towards your left armpit. Exhale, roll the front of your left thigh to face the ground. Inhale, keep arcing the ribs and then roll your chest towards your front knee. Exhale, hug your knee in towards your chest. Inhale, lengthen left side of back and ribs towards your armpit. Exhale, relax your head and your neck. Stay in the pose for just a few more breaths. Jill, bring your left hand farther forward so that you can get a deeper side bend in left side of ribs. Nice. Breathe into the left side of your ribs and heart, feeling for creating spaciousness and softening with your breath. Hands come to either side of your front foot and step back for plank. Knees come down, chaturanga. Cobra. Either cobra or low cobra. Walking the hands forward any amount. Plug the pubic bone down as you inhale, dragging collarbones forward, and then exhale, keep dragging forward, lower down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward for lounge lunge. The right knee comes down behind the hip. Pick up your right hand and walk the right fingertips 6 inches ahead of the right shoulder. Wrap your left forearm and left fingertips around your left shin. Inhale and arc the right side of your ribs towards the ground and towards the right armpit. Exhale, lengthen to the back leg. Inhale, roll your chest towards the front knee. Exhale, use your hand and your arm to hug the knee in towards the chest. Inhale and spread the intercostal muscles between your rib bones on the right side. Exhale, relax your neck. Release. Hands to either side of your front foot and step forward for forward fold. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, palms together in front of your stomach. Keep going with one more round of suns. Inhale, fingertips reach skyward. Exhale, lay your belly and your ribs on your thighs. Inhale, step the right foot back for lunge. Coming into low lunges. Reach fingertips skyward. Engage your glutes. Press the top of your foot and your shin into the floor. Exhale, hands to either side of your front foot and step. Lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower down. Downward dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward for lunge. Sweep your arms and fingertips. Inhale, telescope the ribs. Exhale, hands to either side of your front foot, forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Lunges at the wall. So have a quick look at me, and I'll show you how to set up for this. If you've got a block, I love to do this with a block under the knee, and then the shin will come up the wall. The back of my foot is on the wall. Yeah, so find yourself a space at a wall. If you don't have a block, roll up your mat a couple of times to pad your knees, and then place your rolled up mat right up against the edge of the floorboards. Bring your left knee down onto your block or your rolled up mat. Bring your right foot forward in a 90-degree lunge. Bring your hips back onto the wall. Reach the arms up. Lift and spread the toes on the front foot. Inhale. Telescope the ribcage away from the pelvis. Exhale, activate the glutes on the left side. So feel for squeezing your butt muscles around the sit bone on the left hip. If the legs don't go up the wall, just keep them on the thigh. And if that's too much, just keep them on the ground. Take your breath now. This is a really advanced thing I'm asking you. So inhale and feed your breath into your heart and connect with that soft and open energy that you've been cultivating in your heart, and feed that through your cell tissue as you confront the intensity and maybe the hardness of sensation in the front of the thigh. Okay, second stage of lunge here. Bring the hands down, and then the front foot basically stays where it is. The hips come off the wall and lunge forward. So hands might stay down. Hands might come onto the front thigh. Hands may reach skyward. You'll be in this variation for 5 breaths. Bring your intention back into how you're breathing right now. So breathing in a way that nourishes your heart, and softens, opens in the front of the chest and the heart. On inhale, lift the ribs away from the pelvis. Exhale, wrap shoulder blades. Hands come down to the ground. So the third lunge, you can inch your front foot forward about 6 more inches. So you're not in the 90-90 lunge, you're in like a deep lunge. Let the hips and pelvis come towards the ground. Open up the front of your chest, your collarbones. You might keep your hands on the ground. You might bring your hands to your thigh. You might reach your arms high. Inhale and feeling for your breath here, expanding your lungs side to side. Exhale, lift and spread and press into your toes. When you breathe right now, in a way that's slow and steady and expanding in your rib cage and your diaphragm, it's like a new paradigm for your body. It's like teaching yourself a whole new way of dealing with uncomfortable or stressful situations. Bring your hands down and bring your right knee to the ground, setting up for the other side. And so I just really want you all, to really get what I was just saying. When we come into stress breathing, when we come into fight, flight, or freeze, we come into this like clavicular breathing. Our breath is shallow and our muscles tense up. They're ready to fight or flee. And so the training we're doing on the mat tonight is to come into like our slow and steady diaphragmatic breathing so that we can work with our own nervous system and neurobiology to respond to the stress signals in a really different way. And when you really stop to chew on that, it's pretty powerful. It's extremely empowering for you in all the other relationships in your life. Play with that. So bring your right knee onto your block. Right shin is up the wall. And in this first version, the front knee is at 90 degrees. Bring the hips back towards the wall and reach fingertips skyward. If nothing else here, smooth out, steady your breath. Breathe in a way that is expanding your lungs, your heart to their edges. And exhale, activate your glutes, reach your tailbone down. Next inhale, feeling for spreading your ribs side to side when you inhale. Wrap the shoulder blades on exhale. Stage 2, the feet and the knees stay in this alignment. The hips come away from the wall. Keep activating the glutes, and the hands can be on the ground, on blocks, on the knee, or reaching sky. Lifting the belly up and away from the pubic bone to support your breathing, support your heart, lungs. Keep activating the glutes on the right side. Third lunge variation. Bring your hands to the ground on the inside of your left foot. And then step that foot forward another 6 or 8 inches, lunging the hips forward even more. Go for expanding across the front of the chest. So here your hands might stay down. They might come to your thigh, blocks, or step. Bring your awareness, your focused attention to how you're breathing. Lengthening your inhale, lengthening your exhale, and breathing in a way that is feeding you, softening you on the inside. Press the right foot strongly into the wall behind you, the right foot and shin. Bring the left knee down to come out of the pose. The next pose we'll do is chest opener at the wall. Let's come into it together. So to measure your distance from the wall, hug your upper arm into your ribs, and you want to be your forearms distance from the wall. Start with your left hip facing the wall. The feet are in warrior one position. So you can have your back heel tucked under or back heel down. Left hand reaches behind you onto the wall. You can have your arms straight or bent, whatever feels like it gives you the best opening in the front of your chest on the left side. From here, bring the right arm across the chest to the front of the right chest and shoulder, right over your heart muscle really. And then use the hand on the front of the left chest to guide your breath into your heart. On inhale, feeling through lifting and telescoping the ribs away from the hips. Exhale, deeply bend in your front knee so that you stay alive and awake and engaged in your legs. Using all that power and strength in your legs to support your core and your heart and your lungs. Release. Straighten the front leg. And we'll just switch sides. So hug the right elbow in towards your ribs. Bring your right palm onto the wall to measure your distance away from the wall. Right foot forward, left foot back for warrior one. And then bring the right fingertips and hands to the wall behind you. Bending or straightening the right elbow any amount. Left hand comes to the front of the chest on the right side. Using your left hand here to guide your breath into the opening you're feeling across your pectoral muscles and deeper under that rib muscles and deeper under that lungs. And release. Come back to the front of your mat for B series with vignettes. Inhale, reach fingertips skyward and then sit your hips back behind your heels. Get your knees over your heels and your ankles. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift partway to expand the front of your chest and your collarbones. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step your feet back to plank. Hugging the upper arm bones in towards your torso. And then exhale, lay all the way down for cobra. Down dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward for warrior one. You can have the back toes tucked under or back heel down. Eagle warrior. Bring your right elbow under your left. And then if you're tight in your shoulders, you can just do this with giving yourself a nice hug. If you have farther to go, you'll wrap your forearms and maybe wrap the hands. Reach your elbows away from your chest. Active hands, active feet. Inhale and feel your breath spread between your shoulder blades. Exhale, press the elbows away from you, reach your fingertips skyward. Release. Twisting lunge. Have the right knee. Have your knees set up at 90-degree angles. Right elbow comes across the left thigh. Make a fist with the right hand. Bring your left hand on top of it. Lay your heart back away from your hands. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other to stabilize your pelvis. Inhale. Spread your breath to the edges of your heart. Exhale, relax your head and your neck. Unwind from that. You'll need a block for where we're going next. No, you'll need your roll for where we're going next. So either a rolled up mat, a rolled up towel, a rolled up pillow underneath your belly. So lay down with the soft part of your belly above your hips and pubic bone, below your belly button, under your roll. Cobra over the roll. Bring your forearms and your palms to the ground. Inhale. And press your belly into the roll to come up into cobra. Tops of the feet press down strongly. Tailbone reaches towards the heels. Inhale, feeling for softening the muscles of the belly onto the roll. Exhale here. Inhale, press the belly into the roll. Grab the collarbones towards the feet. Pubic bone reaches down, tops of the feet press down. Dragging your ribs forward as you lay all the way down, over the roll. Releasing, relaxing the belly muscles over the roll. So it's really normal here to feel some pulsing and maybe some other things you haven't felt in a while. And you lay over the roll. Hands come underneath your shoulders for downward dog. Tuck toes. Press back and you can step. Set the roll aside. Inhale, step the right foot forward for eagle. Warrior one with eagle. Crossing left elbow underneath the right elbow. Again, you can just hug the fingertips around the shoulders here or come into eagle arms. Inhale and connect to your heart with your breath. Spreading that breath energy around and throughout your heart muscle. Exhale, strong legs, tucking the tailbone down towards your back ankle, back heel, supporting your breath and your heart. Twisting warrior. Release your arms. Hands come down, back knee comes down. Align your feet, your knees at 90-degree angles. And then hook the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Make a fist with your left hand. Right hand comes on top of it. Inhale, lay your chest back away from your hands. And then exhale, pull the right hip crease behind you. Inhale, feeling the stretch in the low back, breathing into that. Exhale, lift and spread the toes on the front foot so that your legs stay engaged. Release. Downward dog. Step back. Inhale and step the left foot forward for warrior two legs. And we'll come into extended warrior with chest opener. Reach the right fingertips skyward and reaching at a diagonal from your shoulder. And then on exhale, let your right hand fall back behind you, opening up the chest. Inhale, nourish your heart with your breath. Connect to your heart. Exhale, reach your tailbone towards your back heel. So spread through your top fingers and hands to just, unclog the wrist. Unwind from that. Hands come to either side of the front foot for arrow lunge. I love using my rolled up mat as support in arrow lunge. So that's an option if you want it, it's your choice. For arrow lunge, if it works, have the top of your foot on the floor. If that doesn't work on your ankle, just tuck your toes. With the top of the foot on the floor, lift the knee. And this is where it's nice to have a rolled up mat just above the knee for a little bit more support so that I can reach my fingertips skyward. So you can choose to have your hands on the ground, on your knee, or reaching. Inhale and lengthen both sides of your waist. Exhale, press the top of your back foot into the floor, driving the energy and the strength of your legs up. Inhale, breathe into and soften around your heart. Exhale, lift and spread the toes on your front foot. Hands come to either side of the front foot and come to hands and knees. Both with a block between your ankles. So have a block or a roll-up mat or nothing if you don't have a good prop between your ankles, and lay on your belly for both. Hug onto your block if you've got it, otherwise squeeze your inner ankles towards each other, clasp your hands behind your back, and then inhale, lift your block or your feet and your heart up off the floor, reaching hands back behind you. Tuck your tailbone here. Press the pubic bone down. Reach the collarbones forward. Release. Downward facing dog. Inhale and step your right foot forward for warrior two with side angle with chest opener. So the left fingertips reach out from the left shoulder at a diagonal. Inhale, press the chest forward, and then exhale, let the hand fall back behind you, opening up the front of your chest, aligning yourself with the energy of gravity to help with your chest opening. Next inhale, feeding your breath into your heart. Tailbone reaches towards your back heel. Unwind from that. Arrow lunge. Using any props that you need to. Top of the foot on the floor or toes tucked under. Inhale, press the top of the foot into the floor, lift the back leg, reach fingertips down. Watch your breath through the soft, loving energy of your heart so that you can meet the challenge of this pose with grace. Hands come down, downward dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Come into 90-90 lunge. So have your right knee underneath your right hip. Brain cradle. Clasp your hands at the base of your skull and the top of your neck. Actually, this can be a deeper lunge than 90-90 if you want to readjust your feet. Hugging the glutes around the pelvic muscles and bones. Inhale, telescoping the ribs, lifting your heart, and then exhale, laying the head back, coming into a back bend in just the upper back. Reaching elbows skyward. Inhale, bring your torso back up. Hands come to either side of your front foot. Bring the left knee back and then step the right foot forward. And lunge with brain cradling on the other side. Clasp your hands the other way, behind your head and your neck. Lunging the hips down, hugging inner legs towards each other. Press the feet into the ground as you lift your torso and your heart skyward, laying the head back against the pillows of your hands. Inhale, lift up underneath your collarbones. Exhale, wrap the shoulder blades and send the elbows skyward. Inhale and come up. I'm going to show you a setup for camel. If camel is not your pose tonight, then come into like a gentle camel at the wall. And let me show you that first. So for camel at the wall, you need padding under your knees. And then you'll press your thighs and your hips into the wall. Hands come onto sacrum. And then lift and telescope the ribcage up the wall away from the pelvis. So you're welcome to do camel at the wall. If your low back is injured, you're not doing back bending. Otherwise, have a quick look up here. You want to make sure you have enough padding underneath your knees. And you may want your blocks nearby. So coming into camel in a different way tonight. The first movement to feel for, it's almost like we were doing like a pull-up bar. It's also like what we did with the bow pulling, where we're going to do that pulling action and squeeze the shoulder blades around the back. So that's step one. Step two is without back bending to bring your weight way back over the heels. So really engaging and using all that glute strength that we have going on before. From here, pressing the hips and pelvis forward, lifting heart skyward for camel. Come out of the pose. Let's just say come on up. Okay? So let's come into that together. Your choices are to go to the wall for camel at the wall with back traction, telescoping your ribs. Otherwise, roll up your mat for padding underneath your knees. Set up your blocks if you're using blocks for props. Otherwise, you can reach back and maybe get your heels. Hold the belly in, reach tailbone down, lift your heart. Feel your weight, come back. Inhale, spread through the hands, reach your arms up. Exhale, draw your elbows back as far as they can go, squeezing shoulder blades in towards each other. Not a rib thrust, it's upper back muscles working. From here, the hips hinge back as far as you can take them. From there, fingertips reach down for your blocks of your heels. And then once you've got that, press the hip bones forward, lifting the upper back and the chest skyward. Maybe your head will fall back. Keep lengthening your tailbone down. Low back stays long. Heart lifts. To come out of the pose, bring one hand and then your other hand to your low back. And come on up. Don't forward fold yet. Lay back on your back for a twist. Have your legs straight. Bend your elbows to 90 degrees. Arms are in goalpost position. Inhale here and hug your right knee up towards your chest. On exhale, bring the right knee all the way across your body, even if your right shoulder comes way up off the floor, until your right foot or knee touches the ground. Reach your right arm overhead. Bring your left hand to your mid-ribs. Place your hand on the mid-ribs. And you can either close your eyes or soften your gaze at one point on the ceiling. Inhale and feel your breath balloon up under the ribs. Do that 2 more times, expanding your ribs with your breath. Come back to center. Arms come back into goalpost position. Straighten the right leg. And bend the left knee into your chest. Take an inhale. On exhale, bring the left knee over across your body to the right. Straighten the left arm overhead. Right hand comes to the left side of the ribs. Use your right hand on your rib bones to inhale and expand your breath up underneath your rib cage. Take 2 more breaths like that. Using your own hands on your body to teach yourself how to take a really nourishing and relaxing and safe, tone-regulated breath for your system. That's the kind of breathing that we want to feed into our self-mission. Unwind from spinal twist. And into any final leg motions that feel good, maybe windshield wipering, side to side with bent knees. And then go ahead and straighten out your legs, coming into Shavasana. If your low back is feeling tender or sore, you can do Shavasana with legs up the wall. Or with your knees bent, your feet stepped wide and the knees leaning in towards each other to relieve the low back. In Shavasana, keep your Ujjayi breath going. Use this opportunity to reconnect with your intent for your practice. To breathe into your heart. To connect with your heart, with your breath, and with the attention of your mind. If it helps to do that, you can always bring your hands over your head. You want a longer Shavasana to integrate and metabolize the work from your practice. Feel free to stay on as long as you need. And for those of you who need to end right at 7, bring your awareness back to your breath. Feeling for breathing up into your heart on the next inhale. Expanding all the way to soft edges of your heart muscle. And gently rebending one knee and then the other knee. Feet flat on the floor. And roll yourself over to one side. And then from your side, press yourself back up to the center. Hands come together in front of your sternum. Bow the forehead towards the fingertips. Bowing your head towards your heart to honor, acknowledge, and offer gratitude. All of the wisdom, intelligence, love, and empathy that rooted in your heart. And all that provides to guide and sustain you. Thank you for your practice.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Bye, Katie.